Woodcraft, helping you make woodwork.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another in the series of Weekend Works demonstrations here at Woodcraft. We're glad you guys all came out. It's a beautiful afternoon, huh? Would you rather be outside than in here listening to me? Let's make sure you give the right answer now.
Go outside and do this.
Go outside and do it? Well, you know, we probably could. Except this stuff would probably end up all over the place. Anyway, does everybody know what flocking is? Everybody heard the term? Know anything about it at all? Christmas trees? Well, that's similar, I suppose, yeah. Well, flocking is a material that you can use. It's a fiber. These come in both a rayon and a nylon version. The nylon can actually be used outside. I'm not sure what kind of a project you would have outside that you would want to use this on, but they make a product that can be used outside. The 8-ounce can of the undercoat is actually enough to cover 25 square feet. So there's actually quite a bit of material in just a small can. The flocking comes in several different colors. Like this one is the wine color. And of course there is a matching undercoat for each one of the different colors of fibers. The process is actually very simple. You have a little spray can, if you will, that you put the fibers into, and I've already dumped a bunch of them in there. You want to do that ahead of time so that once you coat your project with your undercoat, you're ready to put the fibers in right away. Now this needs to sit approximately 12 to 15 hours, or just basically overnight from the time that you apply the fibers. Now the fibers, you really can't put too many in here. Okay, you really can't put too many in there. The fibers will only adhere to the undercoat. So if you have, you know, a layer that's in the undercoat and then you've got a bunch of fibers on top of it, don't worry about those. When you come back the next day and you begin to remove your loose fibers, those can go right back into your bag and can be used again. Okay, there won't be anything wrong with those fibers at all. This is an oil-based product. So if you get it on your hands, like I more than likely will today, it does take some mineral spirits or turpentine or something of that nature to get it off, or it will just wear off in a week or two all by itself. But it is an oil-based product. It does have a pretty good smell to it. See, I got it on my fingers already. So you want to get in here and stir it up really well and make sure it's well mixed. Can everybody smell that out there already? No? Shall I send the can around and let everybody get a good whiff? This is a very simple process. Very simple. You can get some of the excess off of here. And you'll notice I put a big piece of paper down on top of this table, because I'm sure Nick and Rosemary wouldn't appreciate it if I got this stuff all over the table today. So we're just going to use a bristle brush. Now, everybody, I want you to know this is a very special, handmade, very, very expensive, very exclusive jewelry box that we're flocking the inside of today. Okay? Is anybody falling for that? No? Okay. Well, I guess it was worth a shot. So you want to apply this in a fairly heavy coat, nice even coat of it. You'll notice I've taped off the top of the box here where I don't want the fibers to stick to it. A nice heavy coat all the way around. Again, once we get to the point where we're putting the fibers in here, you really can't put too many in. For those of you that have ever done any baking, think about flouring a cake pan, if you will, and the process is rather similar to that. except it's not purple. Well, I suppose that could depend on what kind of cake you're making, couldn't it?
Sure.
And the nice thing is you really don't have to be, real neat putting this in here. And you can see that it's a really good thing that I masked off the top of this. Although quite honestly, this probably wouldn't make much difference, the project that I'm going to be using this for. All right, so we've coated the whole inside with the undercoat. All right, now for the messy part. We're going to take our little spray gun here, and we're just going to start spraying the fibers into it. Okay, and we want to coat the whole thing. Try to avoid spraying this all over the audience here in the store. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. Again, you can't put too much in here. You want to make sure you cover every little bit. Now, if you want to, you can do this inside a cardboard box to keep the overspray down. It's a little bit more difficult that way because you can't get to it quite as easily. And all I'm doing here is I just want to make sure I've coated every little inch of the inside of this pan. I mean this jewelry box. What was I thinking? Okay. You can see we've coated the whole inside. And so now basically all we do is let it set overnight. It takes about 12 to 15 hours for it to completely dry. So normally when I do this, I just let it sit overnight. Then I'll come back the next morning and we pick up the project and you begin to just tap. Okay, you kind of tilt it to one side. See, I told you I'd get it on me. You just tip it to one side and start tapping it, and all those loose fibers will collect down in the corner. They can go right back in your bag and they can be used over again. So you really get quite a bit of life out of the product. Okay, so to kind of recap, very expensive jewelry box that we just recycled. Okay, flocking, very simple process. Undercoat painted on, fibers sprayed in to coat the undercoat, let it sit overnight to dry, tap out your loose fibers the next day, and you have your project all finished. Very good way to dress up a jewelry box that you're making, you know, with the little square openings in it for rings or earrings or that kind of thing, real small. Try to put adhesive backed felt in one of those little, and you'll go crazy. Paint the inside of that with this undercoat, spray the flocking powder in there, and you're done. You get very thorough coverage, very even coverage, and a lot less headaches than trying to use that fabric. Again, it does come in several different colors. I think we've got, what, 6 or 8 colors over here. The wine color, brown, black, blue, green, red. 2 different blues, I think. There's several different colors over there. Wow, really getting a whiff of that now. So, very simple project, nice product to use. Really dress up that box. The bottom of a silverware container, little silverware box, silverware drawer, whatever you need to do. I suppose you could even use it in a toolbox if you wanted to. So lots of things you can do with the flocking. Any questions? This was a short one today for me, boy. What's that? I don't have a finished one. No. The one up on the table is finished, yeah. So we do have a finished project in the store that you can look at and see what it looks like after it's dried. Yeah. You know, it actually lasts quite a while. You'd be surprised at how durable it is. The fibers themselves are rayon. And so it's, you know, it's a fabric type product. So it's fairly durable, yeah. Oh, yeah, thank you, David. This is what it looks like after it's dry. No excess fibers in it. Yeah, we'll pass it around. And yeah, this has been in the store for several years now. So we'll pass that around and let you guys get a look at that. So Tom, the answer to your question is yes, it's fairly durable. Yeah.
I used that on a project 23 years ago. It's still just as good as it was.
Well, there you go. I couldn't ask for more durability than that out of a project like this. 23 years. There you go. There you go.
Well, a lot of it has to do with how much use it actually gets.
Absolutely. The type of project, sure. Yeah. Yep. But again, lots of different things you could use it for. So, anything else?
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I got for you.